Hi there, YouTubers. This is Melissa, and I wanted to share today the tags I made for the teachers. So I'm just going to say now that if you have any questions, go ahead and leave me a message in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. So here we go. So here is a quick overview. Again, I made 5 of each of these tags, and then I made them for the 2 teachers. So we'll start with this one. So I'm actually using Ribbon Up for my stash. This is just like from probably Michael's or Joann's. This stamp here, well, first I cut the background with this Lawn Fawn. And then this Santa stamp, I think all the products I used I did show in the videos, so that's good. Okay, it was from this old Santa's list. Okay, so then I just took my colored pencils and some Gamsol, which I have nothing fancy. I have Crayola colored pencils. Here's my Gamsol. I just bought a small container of it, and then I bought a bigger container of it, and then I just refill it and keep my stumps in there. So like I said, I just used Crayola, but I just colored and then used a little bit of gray on his beard and mustache. Did some cheeks, and then I went and added some washi, some red and gold. This is some old green, just, I don't know, twine that was given to me from a friend. So, and then I made sure to stamp all the back of them, like after I cut it out, to stamp, because once you start adding dimension, it gets more difficult. And the other thing I always remember to do if I'm giving a gift tag or something like that is I always remember to use a clear hole reinforcer. So I did that on all of these, and those you can buy, wherever. I mean, I think you can even get them at Walmart. Okay, so here's the next one. I just tied it with some, cream-colored twine or whatever, some natural twine. So this one I cut with this die from Stampin' Up. It's called Deco Labels. And then I stamped it with my Lawn Fawn Joy to the Woods. So I went and stamped, I actually have some extra pieces. So I went and stamped all of these, and these are some extras, and colored them with my colored pencils, and then I cut them out with my, hold on a second. Sorry about that. So then I cut them out with my die cut machine with my Big Shot, and this was a layout, like scenescape or whatever, from a card I saw that Nicole McWork did. I saw it on Pinterest. She made it a shaker card, but anyway, so this is just a greenish cardstock that I had in my stash, and I, distressed the edges with Tim Holtz ink, the Evergreen Bow ink, and then I used this snow background stamp and this Hero Hues, this is the unicorn white. I love this. I used that, and the thing is when you use pigment ink, if you have time to heat set it, which, I didn't, so you just let it sit and it'll work out just fine. So this was created with my my Mama Elephant. These are the creative cuts, the borders. And then this piece on Earth is from this Allie Edwards Good Cheer. So yeah, then I just used my black gel pen, my Sakura gel pen, and super easy to color in with colored pencils. Like, for the most part, these trees are with like a tan, a little bit of a darker brown, and then just a dark brown on the lines. And then you just take your Gamsol and your stump and you run it over there pretty quick. So same for, all these critters. So yeah, I think it turned out cute. So the next one is this one, and I just, you know, I have tons of tag templates, so it's not even a die. But to get this fun, you can see it maybe from the side, embossed look, I saw a tutorial on Technique Tuesday's blog a while back, and so it was on my list of things to try. They used it with stars, and so I'm going to show you briefly how I did this. So first I, cut my tag, and then I stamped with Versamark and heat embossed with this, Judikins Iridescent Sparkle Embossing Powder. I got it at Simon Says Stamp. Whoopsie. And then after I did that, then I took, now these stamps are from Stampin' Up. I used these 3, and I just mounted them on my foam block so that they kind of just stayed in the same spot. So then, sorry for the noise. So then after, here's my dies. After you have your images stamped, I'm going to try to move this over quickly and move my camera a smidge. Okay, so then after you have your images stamped, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take, these are 2 like embossing pads. When you're on tab 1, you'll put your tag down, and then you're just going to make sure that you have either a magnetic platform or you use washi tape. And you just, find where this goes, set a piece of tape on it, and then, because you don't want it to cut. See, the blade is down, so you don't want it to cut. So you essentially frame out, you frame out all of your, and you can run it through in one pass. And then you would put the top on and then run it through. And then after that, it comes out embossed. So each machine is different. Each cardstock is different. So what you're going to want to be mindful of is that you don't cut through. See how embossed that is? So you might want to test it a couple times to find out what your, if you need to add a shim or if you need to take it off or what you need to do as far as using your cutting plates and things like that. But you definitely need those embossing. They're called, these ones are embossing pads from Spellbinders, but I bought them at Joann Fabrics. So, and then after that, I stamped and embossed with Cherry Cobbler from Stampin' Up. This red embossing powder, I really like it. With that same Allie Edwards, the same stamp set. And then I went ahead and found a spot for it because I didn't want to move it for a while. Like, I let this dry overnight. And I used my Viva, my paper pen, the silver one, and I just gently squeezed everywhere I wanted a dot. And then while this was drying, I know I told you guys I was going to use my foil paper, so I went and took my foil paper, my green foil paper, and I cut some sequins with this Mama Elephant die. And I actually have a couple, some left over, so I'll be using them on other projects. But, yeah, they're so pretty, and they look real. So yeah. I happen to have an extra tag that I made with the silver embossing powder, and I didn't like it as much as the red, but yeah. Okay, and so the last tag is, where am I at on my time? The last tag is this tag. I cut it with a circle die. This is some old Stampin' Up, like stitched ribbon that I had in my stash. I ended up using, like I said I was going to, the Village dies from Simon Says Stamp. I just cut them out, one in chocolate, Cherry Cobbler. This one's more mustard and old color. And then these 2 are garden green. I cut this again with my Mama Elephant, that border die. This Season Greetings from Our House to Yours is the Simon stamp. It's called Holiday Hellos. So after I poked all the little pieces out with my pokey tool, I backed them up with just some Daffodil Delight cardstock, let it dry. This is a white circle that I cut with just a circle die. And then I used Tim Holtz Distress ink, And this, again, is a process. You want to let it dry. I used faded jeans and dusty Concord. So at first I put a layer of faded jean down with my blending tool, and then the dusty Concord. And then after that, I did a couple spritzes of the Perfect Pearl in the water mixture. I've got some, let's see. I've got some mixed up. Here it is. And I just keep it in this mini mister and give it a shake. And you could do a bunch of different things with it. You could do droplets to make it look like stars. But I knew that I was going to be stamping with the unicorn white again, with this stamp set again, to make it snowy. So I just wanted to spritz it to give it some shimmer. And you can't see it in the video, but there is some shimmer to it. And then I used some dimensionals and popped this up. And I made sure anytime I use, I mean, everybody's different, but anytime I use Tim Holtz like ink and stuff to make my background, the back of my sheet of paper always gets, cardstock always gets gross and weird. So I always know I have to back it up with another sheet. So that's what I did. So yeah, that's it. So this is going to be a nice little gift for a teacher. Here's a quick little overview. I'm going to wrap it like a present, just like I would. Probably, you know, make a gift tag with my teacher die again. And always put a little message in there. Usually with, you know, Project Life card, I'll write some message in there and stamp on it or something and toss it in there. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you like it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good week.